Yeah, you want to combine the r's before you try to divide by 4. Get all your like terms together. So which way would you have wanted to move things? Yeah. Now, do you want to move the 13 over? Because aren't you going to end up moving it back to get it out of the way later anyhow? So it would be okay if you move the 13 over, but there really is not a necessity to move the 13 over. We can just leave it over there. But okay, here comes the nasty part. What happens when you have to get rid of that negative 4? You divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. Okay, I'm looking at the first one's going r squared, that's good. 20 divides by 4 very nicely. I have negative 5r. And then, is that going to divide? Nope. We love 13/4. It's a nice number. It's just, we're going to have a little fraction action. And then we're going to have some more fraction action. Because now I want to complete the square. How do you normally figure out what number to put here in that third spot? Take half of the number you have there. So we're going to do half of 5. And since we're working in fraction land, half of 5 is just 5 halves. Okay. I could live with decimals if they're exact, but if you're going to do thirds and things that don't divide into even decimals, you can't do decimals. But so half of negative 5 is negative 5 halves. What do you get when you square that? Square the top, square the bottom. Top squared is 25, bottom squared is 4. And I need to do what with it? Yes, I have to add it to the other side. Which, okay, is that really such bad news? Look, they're both fractions with fourths on them. That's not so bad. So now I could go, okay, I completed the square. The whole point was so I got a quantity squared. That's why we do it. What's inside that quantity squared? It's r. How do you know plus or minus? First sign was a minus, so it's r minus. And what was that half number? 5 halves. That's why I write it there every single time. That is the number that will go in my quantity every time. When I take half, that's the number that will go in there. And okay, on the other side, it's not so bad. Not as bad as you were going to think, because what do you get when you add negative 13/4 plus 25/4? 12/4, which is just 3. So it ends up just being a 3. It's not so horrible. Now, I won't lie to you. Sometimes those ones, they can end up being a fraction. This can be kind of a Mickey answer, but that's not bad. All right, now the end part. This is, if you get that far, you've done the hard part. Now what? Square root both sides. And so you would have r minus 5 halves. We got rid of the square. And on the right-hand side is plus or minus square root of 3. And then last but not least, I would have to add over 5 halves plus or minus square root of 3. And I can live with that as an answer. So they can become somewhat nasty fractions. I'm going to try not to give you ones that are horrible, 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 horrible. But I will tell you, this is something I've just put back in. I had kind of dropped completing the square. But because of the changes they've made in the new standards that we're going to be teaching to and testing, this is something they're all excited about. So I went, okay, fine, we'll put it back in. And it really will help us when we get to conic sections next. The fact that you will all already have completed the square will make that faster. We won't have to go through all that. So this takes practice. You got to do a few of these to get the whole methodology down. This is not something you do once and think you're going to remember, because your test is still not till 2 weeks from yesterday. So you need to practice enough to get it glued in there a little bit. It'll be a lovely thing to do. Think of it. Do like 2 or 3 on every day of this 3-day weekend.